May have been that I had front loader arms as a mod for that tractor, and I deleted the mod. A flock of mucin. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's go back to the fed tractor. There we go. So I'm not sure I have to do anything with pallets right now. I'll go and attach those arms, and I'll probably put the pallet forks back on the front of this as well. For now, I think we're good. Boing. Yeah. Probably going to have to reverse this into the bunker. There we go. Connect. There we are. How's that look? It's a good colour. Match. Lift it up, tip it forward, tip it back. Yep. Does what it says on the box, so we're good for that one. Go and get the pallet forks on the front of the. I'll leave this down in the bottom field though, because as I said, oops, missed the cut through. I'm not sure that whether I want to buy some sheep, and if I do, this is the tractor we'll be using for that. Okay. Now we're down to 50,000. I would like more cash in the bank. A bit, and yay, connect. Put this over here for now. Right, where are we at? Valtra tractor's doing Valtra tractor stuff. Gonna have to tidy up that edge. We're going to have to tidy up that bit. I can probably do that in a helper too. Okay, I need to make a quick break. I'll be back in a few. Okay, I'm back. So yes, the whole plan with the sheep is this is the best time of year to buy sheep, and We have a fair amount of cash available. Do we have a loan? We don't have a loan, so our harvesting equipment is completely paid for. So the only thing I have to worry about right now is all the crop that we have pulled in to storage. We have 36,000 litres of wheat, 69 of oats, and 86 of sunflowers, plus an ungodly tonnage of sugar beets, which I don't have sugar beet storage for. So that's stored in the dry goods storage, or the root crop storage out back at the farm. Gonna let this thing finish what it's doing, and then we'll worry about everything else later. This field is kind of an unfortunate shape, so that is what it is. I'm going to take this back up to the top field as well. Not going to start it yet. And I fully expect that hank of oilseed radish will see us through all our remaining fields, because it's used so slowly. These fields that we're doing now need to get cultivated and seeded as quickly as possible, so that we have a chance to pull up the oilseed radish once it's grown, like it has in the right hand side field, so that we can do a winter cereal crop, and that can be harvested during the summer. That gives me more time. Well, since these are all doing what they're doing, I think we're going to take over this one. Yeah, the advantage I had on Lawfolds was I had 2 tractors I could do this job with. Or, yeah, 2 tractors I could do a beet harvest with. So there was the tractor that I hauled the harvester with, which was about 200 horsepower, and then a 130 horsepower tiny tractor that I do this part with, because you only need about 85 horsepower on the head, on the topper. And so I would leave the topper to run around while I did the harvesting with the larger tractor. Oh, I am not good at this, am I? Maybe I should be doing this with that thing. GPS. But yeah, the other reason for topping is because of the frequency that you have to unload the harvester. You can drive a truck onto the field or anything else onto the field to cut. So that can keep your crop safe. So far I haven't been. I've just been running around with the harvester on the other field and driving over to the truck to empty. Okay. I do wish I had another tractor that had narrow wheels. I could use the Fent on the harvester and actually get on with harvesting while this was working under a worker. But that's the shortcoming of the Lindner that we have. Doesn't have narrow wheels, so I can't use it for this sort of job. But as I've previously suggested, I might get rid of that and trade it in for the Lindner 130 that's coming in the Alpine pack. Which is what, about 2-3 weeks away? But again, only if that Lindner has four-wheel steering. If it doesn't, then yeah, maybe I'll trade the Lindner we have in for a small tractor that is a little bit more functional for jobs like this, since we are going to be doing sugar beets in the future. Because we can harvest them when we can't harvest all our other crops. That and swing it sideways, and that's probably completely not the way to do this. So I think that's the island done. So we just have the bit over there. Looks like all of it. Yeah. So tidied up the edges. Ooh. And so far I've been doing all of this manually, or all of the harvest manually. It'd be nicer to be down at this field because less far to drive the stuff back to the yard. So that's one of our patches of failed crop. I think the other one was further over. Yeah. So the worker actually negotiated the fail to grow part of the crop. Which is nice. Okay, I'm going to drive around the headland. Yeah, the other challenge with this equipment is because the topper and the harvest head don't follow exactly when you're going around corners. You're supposed to do this in a straight line, not go around corners. But if you're going around corners, the bit that digs up the beets does not follow the topper precisely. So you can end up with crop crushed by the harvester, bits topped that aren't harvested and bits crushed because they weren't topped. So this ensures that you're potentially getting 100% of your harvest into the harvester and not ground it back into the dirt. So that's probably going to give me a little bit more room to turn around now. Ooh. So the other option is to rent a small tractor. Challenges of money and the need, necessity. I would like another medium tractor. I can't afford another medium tractor without taking out a loan. I don't really need one, I just like one, because it would make a lot of this easier. Obviously, since we planted sugar beets, we needed sugar beet harvesting equipment, so I had to buy that. And we actually managed to make the money from contracts to pay for it all. Okay, that's a question for you. Does anyone hear my steering wheel turning? Is that being audibly suppressed as I'm driving? Or as I'm streaming? Because I can hear it quite distinctly. I'm not sure if the sound's carrying. Okay, that's everything topped. We are done with this piece of equipment. Back up to the farm. I still haven't put in a track down here, along here. This field is looking ready to harvest, so we are going to have another silage, grass silage crop before the end of the year. Fitting it in between everything else, so because I can prepare the sunflower, or the field we just pulled the sunflowers out of now, that will get might not get planted today because it is gone 4 in the afternoon, so we might not get the class pushing out the seed this afternoon. But I'm thinking we should be able to get the field itself fully cultivated. Doing all of those things, we're probably going to end up with a couple of days before the oilseed radish pops, which will give us time to mow the grass, cut the grass, and stick it in a bunker. But yes, for sheep seasons, now is the best time of year to buy sheep if you're going to buy sheep, because the sheep will be pretty much delivered and overnight during the sort of the season's overnight update. They will most likely all become pregnant, so you will have an increase in sheep before spring when it's time to pull in the no trucks unsuitable for HGVs. Okay. But yeah, it'll be they'll be ready to increase your flock for wool income. So while you can buy sheep, if you're going to buy sheep at the get-go, So first day of spring of the first year, you're going to need hay because there's not going to be any till the end of spring, or grass. But yeah, that's all you need to get the sheep started. And then if you want to increase your, if you want the best time to buy sheep, it's probably the worst time to buy them because they're expensive. But best time to buy them for production, I'm only going to feed them for a couple of days, and then they're going to start producing more sheep. I think I did spend a little bit of money. No, garage. There's our Valtra. This is now a 194, 210 horsepower. So I did add 20 horsepower to this tractor so that it can actually cope with hauling this harvester, because it was having trouble at that 190. It down. Turn it on. That said, there's also impediment at the side of the road, so the harvester can get caught on the ground. So yeah, when I get round to doing a strictly cattle farm, whether it's beef or dairy, I'll do similar analysis on that. When's the best time to buy? I think with cows it's just 9 calendar months or whatever that works out to in game days for the number of days you have in your season. They should reproduce within the first year. Sheep, as I said, if you buy them in spring, they will not reproduce until fall. How are we doing? Oh, we're full. Okay. And pigs just breed, I think, all year round except winter. So, yeah, as with everything, you need the food to feed them before you buy them, and you need the quantity to make it worth your while. Let's try that approach again. Well, that's a lousy approach. Let's straighten the tractor up. Yeah. This trailer works reasonably well on this map. Plus, it's one of the larger ones that you can carry root crops in. You can only do grains in the gravity trailers, so. But for some of the sell points on this map, that tipper, or that, well, it's not a tipper, but that grain cart doesn't work at all. It's too big, the entrances to the yards are too small. Which is why we've got the AR tipper that I can attach to the back to take smaller amounts of produce up to places like hilltop stores. I think the mod itself comes with a trailer as well, so I could run a tandem setup, short wheelbase setup, like we did on Oakfield. Although towards the end of Oakfield, I also got into semi-trailers for shipping ungodly amounts of stuff to market. So anyway, back to the beets. And we're already full again. I'm kind of keeping this going just by pulling it in from the edge as far as I can and then empty it, rinse and repeat. The truck itself is 8 full loads of the harvester, like I missed a row there. I'll try and get that again with the oh yeah. Okay, now let's try the approach. I guess I should keep it wide and then swing in to unload. So yeah, in law folds I used, what is it? This kit here, which you drop potatoes into and it creates, or potatoes or beets, and it'll create a pallet of at the end, which stores far more efficiently than a stack of 2,000 litres. I honestly don't know how much we've got, and unfortunately, there's not an easy way to find out without counting the truckloads. At least shipping this stuff back up to the farm. We do have the belts there, so I'll be able to use the belt system to load the truck up when it's time to sell. But for the most part, we're keeping these until the price is right. And unfortunately, that's going to involve a lot of snow driving, I think. Because a lot of our, I think all of our crops are best price is winter, midwinter. So we'll be feeding animals, shipping crops to market, and I don't know how many trips this amount of beets is going to take us. It may be that we end up holding some over to next year because I don't have the time to do it. Yeah, this only travels at 6 miles an hour. Get about 9 miles an hour out of a topper. So having something like a Fendt 300, New Holland T5 or the Massey 5700, good little tractors. You put narrow wheels on, you just set a worker loose topping the field, and once he's got on a bit, you can hit the field with something like this. I did find that you don't want to use, well, I suppose I could have set up with the roper equipment. The roper equipment doesn't have a topper. The topper is included as part of the harvester. So you're just driving with the tractor and the roper equipment. The problem was when I tried that, I think the roper equipment might be potato equipment. I found that the tractor destroyed all the crop, so that was a case of,